Hello, Allah, God is the most glorious. I hope everyone is doing fine. Today I'm going to talk about uh, the commemoration of the Ascension of Baha'u'llah. The Baha'is around the world are preparing to mark this day, which is on 29th of May. So this is the topic which I'm going to talk about. As we all know, messengers of God are the symbols of God among mankind. They are the chosen ones of God to guide mankind uh, in this world. As they guide mankind, they are like you, they are like human beings with body, but their inner beings are of God, very special, with a very different power. Okay, so when they are on this earth, they have a specific task to perform. And when their time comes, they also depart from this world and go to the spiritual worlds of God. So Baha'u'llah came to this world, did his work, and time came, he departed. 9 months before his passing, he expressed his desire to depart from this world. And from his voice, his tone, his remarks, it was very clear that his earthly life is coming to a close. On the night of 8th May 1892, Baha'u'llah contracted a fever, and the following day it grew stronger. But after that, it seemed to have gone away, and he continued to receive pilgrims in his house, you know, talking with them, talking with the friends. But it became so evident that he was not well, and the fever returned more stronger than before. His condition grew worse, and eventually he passed on 29th May of 1892. He passed on at the age of 75 years. 6 days before his passing, Baha'u'llah called the believers to his mansion in Nebaji. And the friends didn't know that this was going to be their last meeting with him. So he laid in his bed, supported by one of his sons, and he addressed the believers. He said, "I am well pleased with you all. Ye have rendered many services and been very assiduous in your labors. Ye have come here every morning and every evening, May God assist you to remain united. May He aid you to exalt the cause of the Lord of being. So when He addressed His believers, His followers, with these words, tears streamed from the eyes of those who gathered around Him in His sick bed. They knew that this time is going to be the end of his life. So the friends were grieving. Sorrow engulfed the believers as they listened to Baha'u'llah addressing them in these words. He told them to be united after his departure. As we all know that Baha'u'llah's teaching emphasized the unity or the unification of mankind, the unification of humanity. Passing on of Baha'u'llah wasn't a good thing to many of his believers. They wanted him, they wanted his presence to be with them, to continue guiding them in the proclamation of his message. But Baha'u'llah knew that time will come when he is going to leave this world. He even talked about his passing. In the most holy book, his book of laws, Baha'u'llah spoke of his own passing. He said, I quote, "Let not your hearts be perturbed, O people, when the glory of my presence is withdrawn and the ocean of my utterance is stilled. In my presence amongst you, there is a wisdom, and in my absence, there is yet another, inscrutable to all but God, the incomparable, the all-knowing. Verily, we behold you from our realm of glory, and will aid whosoever will arise for the triumph of our cause with the hosts of the concourse on high and a company of our favored angels." So Baha'u'llah was preparing his followers for this. The time came and Baha'u'llah departed. The news of his departure was communicated to the Sultan by telegram. And the message started or began with the word, "The sun of Baha has set." The Sultan was informed about the plans to bury the sacred remains of Baha'u'llah near his mansion in Baj. And his body was laid to rest shortly after sunset. On that very day, one of the historians and believer, Nabil, he described the agony, the sorrow among the believers that day. Nabil describes the agony of those days in these words. I quote, "Methinks the spiritual commotion set up in the world of dust had caused all the worlds of God to tremble. My inner and outer tongue are powerless to portray the condition we were in. In the midst of the prevailing confusion, a multitude of the inhabitants of Akka and of the neighboring villages that had thronged the fields surrounding the mansion could be seen weeping, beating upon their heads and crying aloud their grief. So it was a painful day to the believers to see that their beloved has departed. The Baha'is around the world gather on May 29th every year to celebrate this day. They share his teachings. They share his writings. Most importantly, Baha'u'llah urged his followers to be united. The unity of mankind is very much emphasized in the teachings of Baha'u'llah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wish every Baha'i friends celebrating this day a very great day in observing this day. Bye-bye for now.